I going to comply with any of that? And if you want to challenge me about any of that in court, well, I'll go and talk to you. I won't walk into your court. I won't make a plea. I'm not a beggar. I don't plead. I won't go in there and pretend I'm part of your corporate system. I'll walk in there as a living man, flesh and blood. You can't see me in this court. All you can do is process the legal name, and I'm not the legal name. The legal name is a calling that the government gave me. I answer to that name, but I'm not the name. People think they are their name. Are you Max Egan? Well, no. How could I be? Max Egan is one of two things. It's a sound you make with your mouth, or it's something that you write down on paper. I'm neither of those things. If you say that name, I'll answer because that is my calling. If you call that name, I will answer. And people don't even comprehend the language that they're speaking is the problem.
See, like a lot of people,
I was explaining this to someone. I was explaining this to someone a couple of weeks ago. They said, "Well, if you're not your name, if you're not Maxine, well, what do you call yourself?" I said, "Well, I don't call myself. I'm right here. You might call me. I don't call myself anything." I mean, people don't comprehend the language that they're speaking. What do you call yourself? Well, what am I going to be saying? Max. I don't call myself, So it's just understanding the language, how it works, and understanding that it's all corporate and it's all contract.
They've learned about the straw man and stuff, but what's happened, see, everyone's getting robbed with it.
Yeah. Well, I just don't. I never filled out a tax form. I just don't do any of that stuff.
Everyone's getting robbed. Like, you've got all these people trying to teach people about the Magna Carta and about the flesh and blood man. But then what you'll find is that it's all at the end of money. So they're not really teaching you anything. Think there's a lot of people in this movement at the moment, and it's all about money. So you can't free people and explain to them, you're not your name, without somebody dangling a carrot of money if you find out the rest. And this is what's happening.
Well, even a lot of people that do that, they say, "Oh, there's a bond created when you were born," and they trade that bond on the stock market. And if you can establish that you're a living man, and you can access your bond in your trust account. I don't want your bond. I don't want your trust account. I don't care about your money. I just want to be left alone. I just want to live my life to the best of my ability to do it. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's all completely unimportant and irrelevant to me.
See, but that's what keeps people on the wheel. They earned the money, and now they're chasing the money. Oh, I can live for free. I don't have to pay. I can live off the land, and that's what pulls people in. And this is where they're getting robbed.
Yeah, it's just another rabbit hole, just another scam to prevent you from ever discovering your own consciousness and your own value, your own worth, your own integrity. Now, if you live your life in a state of integrity, that's really all that needs to happen. That is the highest vibration you can be in, is integrity, even higher than love. Being honest and in integrity. This is why I finish every radio show and every video I do with In Lakesh. I am another yourself. We are literally each other, different expressions of the same consciousness, all just a thought in the mind of God. Why would you ever want to indulge in anything which is going to lead you from your path of self-discovery and self-improvement? Because that's what you came here to do, is to grow your soul. And that's what's important. What's important is what comes after this event. This isn't the main event. This is too short to be the main event. So that's what's important. Well, if you live your life with that perspective, and this is what I discovered when I was 4 years old, if you live your life from that perspective, then things just work for you. And that's what it's really all about. All the stuff that we think we need to do, all the financial gain and all this sort of stuff, it doesn't mean anything. You can't take any of it with you. You're not here for any of that. That is what the matrix is. The matrix is your belief in authority and your belief that at the end of life, the one with the most wins. It's crazy. It's crazy thinking. It's not what life is about at all. And that's something people need to get their heads around. But this system won't let them. People are too caught up in it.
Well, no, people are just like bonded by it. And this is where that Jasara rubbish comes in. And, this whole crypto thing. Like, I think crypto was good for the time, right? But it was
look, in a world that functions the way it appears on the surface, crypto is a great idea. It gets you out of that government money system. But again, when it gets to the point where they've controlled the internet, and you're going to need biometric scanning and all this sort of stuff in order to even access your crypto. Well, what's it worth? This is something I was telling the people at Acapulco back in 2017. Look, it's great what you guys are doing if the world appeared the way it does, if it really functioned the way it appears on the surface, but it doesn't. And don't think for a moment that the government isn't looking at what you're doing and they're going to let you build this alternate digital financial system, but they're going to put an umbrella over the top whereby they control your access to it through social crediting and carbon crediting. I was talking about social crediting back in 2017, warning people that this is what was coming.
Especially the idiot people that walk in and say, I am the living man. So you got a driver license? Oh yeah. Lost. Completely dumb, stupid. So through your own ignorance, what you're stating here is that you are the surname who is dead. Now, no one forced you to do this. You did that. You claimed your name to be the incorporated name because John, Paul and Smith don't exist. They exist as two separate entities, but they don't exist as one name. So you're the